Hello traders. Okay, let's look at the three aces and when to set your limit order. It's the same concepts and the same principles as the boomerang. You set the limit order the moment you can identify the three aces. It's very, very simple. So if we look at this three aces example, we don't set the order until you see the valid three patterns coinciding with each other, right? So until you see the three patterns, so approximately from around here, you should start preparing, right? You can already anticipate this could be a potential three aces. As you can see, look, sort of clear pattern with, expecting a 1, 2, and a third tap. And also this is part of a 1, 2, and obviously a third tap over there. So this is a nice point of interest, decent point of interest, but we still don't set the limit order until you see three patterns. So what is the three patterns? We've got one pattern, we've got this large pattern, and we don't know about this pattern yet. Obviously this is hindsight because we just saw, this has already happened. I'm giving you an example. Until you see a pattern, until a descending pattern comes there to complete the third pattern. So this will be the third one. This is, the third or second, whatever you want to call it. First pattern, second pattern, and the last pattern. Sometimes there's, ascending trend line. There may be a pattern here. Fantastic. But at the moment, we need three patterns. At the moment, we only have two patterns. Very, very simple. Zoom out just so you have a mental picture. There's a large pattern in play. So if we zoom in now, we still don't take a trade until we see a pattern form, right? There's still no pattern here. We still don't set a limit order. It's still not a three aces. It's just a double. It's not even a boomerang. This is just a double pattern, right? So approximately around here. And if you're on the 4 hour, if you're a swing trader, you're not going to get the clearest information. You need to go at least to the 1 hour if you're a swing trader or even a scalper, day trader. You still need to go on smaller time frames, the more clarity you're going to find. So notice how the trend lines, this is very important. The trend lines does not have to be perfect. Okay. The markers are not perfect. There's one tap, and this is one tap. Even if it spikes a little bit above or a little bit below, it's completely fine. If we update this current pattern here, this one here, we've got more or less, there we go. So we're really just looking for a point of interest. Essentially, we're looking for a point of interest approximately around here. Honestly, that's all we're doing. Point of interest, as long as the three patterns are in confluence with each other, this is a three aces. It can reverse from here, that's fine. From here is fine. From here is fine. Even from here is fine. Anywhere within this point of interest, but we need to now redefine this point of interest. We need to actually find the point of interest, which could be a banker block or it can be a liquidity pool, etc. Okay, so let's find it. Fantastic. Let's look all the way to the left. And before we do that, let's look to the left first. If we look to the left, there may be some price action. Sometimes there's an equal low here on the right. Sometimes is on the left. It depends on price now. This one, H4, there we go. We've got multiple points of interest. We've got plan A liquidity pool, plan B liquidity pool. We've got a plan C and we've got a plan D, and we've got this sort of large banker block here as well. As you can see, large little banker block on the H4, but we can also redefine it to a more smaller one. So if we were to extend this all the way to, just so there's more clarity, always redefine your banker blocks from the H4 to the H1. It's normally what I'll personally advise. So we've got this. So now you've got all of these banker blocks. Let's look again to the right. Which one is going to be valid? Would this banker block here be valid? No. This banker block is not valid, the redefined one, because the banker block is actually in boomerang territory, right? This is a boomerang territory. So it's invalid. We're looking for a point of interest above it to confirm the three aces. And at the moment, this is a boomerang entry. So it's an invalid entry. We can actually delete this. So we're not going to look for a banker block. So anything I just showed you that the banker block is outside of all the patterns. So if we go back to that banker block, we can actually remove this now, and anything below it, we can also remove. So now we're down to two, plan A or plan B. Let's actually extend this liquidity pool and see if this will be in confluence with the three aces. Even this is not going to be in confluence with the three aces. Why? It's inside of all the patterns. We need a point of interest approximately down here below this one. So now we can filter this one out. We're not going to be using this point of interest. So if we go back, we can now see that this liquidity pool, right, based off this structure, and this is our liquidity pool. We've got equal lows. This was essentially the first plan A liquidity pool, which obviously you've seen that is invalid, etc., etc., etc. So now let's actually extend plan B liquidity pool, right? We should properly redefine it, double check it, always double check it. Now we can actually extend it and we'll see if it's in confluence. There we go. This is how the BLT filters out all the other levels and you pick the correct one. You pick the high probability one rather than taking every single entry that you can see and just hope to be profitable because of the risk reward. We don't want to do that. We want to increase the win rate, trade less, earn more. Simple. Okay, so we're now extending. Where is price now? Okay, I was on the H4. Let's actually do this a lot faster. We'll go to the H4 instead of the H1. This would have been a pretty decent H4 entry. There we go. So this is where your limit order can be. Okay, once you've identified the point of interest, then you can obviously set your limit order, right? Because we can see there's a potential pattern. Go to the H1, you've got your pattern here, typical 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can see this is within the point of interest. So can easily set the limit order at 39. So you can easily set the limit order a couple pips below, right there, 2 pips above there, and then 2 pips above here. So let's just say 40, so 42. Nice swing entry for any swing traders. And you can, you should really be targeting equal highs or the middle of the pattern, and then eventually the start of the main pattern. So this is a pretty example for any swing traders in terms of a longer term target. Then obviously you can start targeting these equal highs, etc., and the imbalances accordingly, right? So this is when you should be setting the limit order. Once you've identified a valid 3 patterns, once you can visually see that price will be in confluence with all the confluences, the point of interest, the 1 pattern, 2 pattern, and the 3rd pattern, everything around here, then you can set the limit order, right? You don't set it here because no pattern was formed. If price was obviously here now, for example, you don't set the limit order. Why? Because there is only 2 patterns. There's only this one, and the larger one. There's only 2 patterns. You need 3 patterns. So you still don't set limit order until you see the 3rd pattern. And obviously, eventually, once you've identified the 3rd pattern, you've got plenty of time to get involved and set the limit order as a swing trader, right? So just a perfect example, BLT is just good for anyone, swing trader, day trader, scalpers, all the rules apply just on different time frames. So yeah, just an example, this would have been a pretty decent trade and just aim for the trend line, for example, nice little 7R, right? If you're a swing trader working a full-time job, I mean, come on, 7R, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And this is a trade that you will enter on a Thursday and 7R will be hit on a Friday, right? So the 14th of July and then 22nd. So yeah, more or less a week for 7R, not too bad. And for TP1, approximately here, 2.8R, this would have hit your TP within 1 day, TP1 within 1 day, right? The middle of the pattern / equal highs, etc. Right? So just a quick example on when you should really be setting a limit order on the 3 aces. Okay, now, so to summarize, with the boomerang and with the 3 aces or with anything in general with the BLT, set the limit order when you can visually see it's a valid pattern. That's the most important thing. Just keep it simple. Go ahead and practice, or take some notes and watch this video again at a later date. All right, everyone, take care. See you next time. Bye.